Hey guys, Skewy here, and it is finally here, or on the cusp of being here. The first content update for Grounded. After a month of being released on Game Preview, we've been having an absolute blast. We've seen a couple of patches come through to fix some things, some bits and pieces, and this update is the mother of them. This update has so many fixes. Sure to be a few little issues coming through, but it definitely shows that these guys, the devs, Obsidian, the 12 people making this game are truly committed to keeping this game alive and well and absolutely bonkers for anyone who plays it. I've been having a blast, and recently we moved into the hardest mode, Woe. I just call it hard mode because, I'm playing in Woe. Sounds weird. And absolutely, the grind is amazing. So fun. A lot of fun. Making all the little bits and pieces are just so interesting. So cool. And I'm so excited to see more roll through. And we're going to go through the August content update notes on the Obsidian site for Grounded. We're just going to pick through pieces and discuss them. As I do with most games I'm in love with at the moment, we go through the patch notes. So, before we do that, I will just get you, if you're going to sub to my YouTube, to hit the little bell, because lately YouTube isn't showing me to anyone. So, I'm going to start drilling it. If you want to see my videos and catch my stuff, hit the little bell, because YouTube is hiding me from the world, which is probably a good thing, because I'm not a good influence. But anyway, let's get started on the patch notes. We will run through it. There are a lot, so it might be a bit of a long video, but let's see how we go. So first of all, as we scroll down the site, I will have gameplay just going through while I'm talking. I won't be going through the actual site because that seems a little bit boring to me. It says new features will be announced tomorrow, which is today for everyone, because I'm doing this ahead of time and uploading. So, new features, but they are rumored to have mosquitoes, some bees, possibly koi fish, and maybe a couple of other little bits and pieces regarding crafting in that, with the new animals, bugs, things that come through. Maybe some new cosmetic items, stuff like that. It's bound to have some big reveals, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm really happy they're keeping it a secret because that just builds it up. I'm getting up early for it. It is 3 a.m. my time for the update, which is a little bit shitty, but I'll be getting up at 5 just to test it out, play some things, check the stream. There is a dev stream at 6 a.m., which is 1 p.m. or something for all you guys who are on the other side of the planet. Stop rambling. Let's go. So, changes and tuning for combat. They've buffed the damage on the Spider Fang Dagger, so it's a little bit more viable. They've buffed damage on the Spike Traps significantly, which I've found we've only just really been building them, and they don't do much apart from deter people, which is what I want. I don't want them to kill things. But maybe after this, we'll try it. This one I'm really excited about. Spiders have learned a new set of attacks instead of just their basic bite. I noticed in the last patch they made spiders move differently through the map, which was amazing. They seemed a bit more lifelike instead of just moving towards you like a drone and staring at you while you were behind a wall or something. They add a brief force delay between the blocks, so you can't just mash it and get the perfect block every time. They reduced the bonus damage on the eye patch, adjusting the lava blade poison so it's a bit more consistent. They reduced the stun ratings of two-handed weapons, so that's a little bit OP at the moment, and later on we'll see that it has affected the cooldown after being stunned on tier 2 insects. So they're just tweaking little bits and pieces to make combat a little bit harder but a little bit more efficient, which is good. The spiders seem just one attack is... It's not easy to dodge, but it's easy to manipulate into a good battle and an easy win. Perfect blocking no longer reduces armor durability, so perfect block is made even better. They're slightly reducing the damage amount of the mint mallet, so it's in line with tier progression. So again, it's mainly just leveling out things they've been trying and testing and just watching us use. So this is a community-based game, so a lot of the changes will be coming through from us, and they will be influenced by us. So I'm really, really excited to see what we can come up to push them to do. Within reason, of course. Let's get some good, sensible things going. So they've updated raw science icons to be more consistent. They have added a shortcut for dropping items in the inventory, so drop stack is in the context menu. So dropping things is going to be easier. They're adding deposit and receive stacks. I'm hoping they add, or are going to add this update, something about dropping a stack on the ground and having it as a stack, not dropping 38 bits of plant fiber and they just frisbee across the map, as cool as it looks. I'm hoping that's what they bring. Dragging an item stack onto the paper doll in the inventory screen will drop the item stack in the world. So more or less dropping it in the inventory screen, it'll just drop it off the world. I think that's more a PC thing because we can't really drag on console. Crafting an item with a full inventory will just drop it in the world now and notify us, which is cool. We will have to go through our storage and flag markers. They will be changed and they will represent nothing when we come back into the game after the update, which is pretty cool. So we'll see what the changes are with that. Mainly just probably a cosmetic thing so we could see it a bit better. There's a slight revision to the few scab flavor schemes, so colors and stuff like that. Nothing big. Additional icon art. Canteen slopes available are displayed in the equipped item HUD element. So down the bottom you'll see how many sips you got left. The world. We've got Clover cave layout, lighting, sort of stuff like that. Revised flooded area. Updated house electrical socket. Items left in the world, not in a container, for 38 and 72 in-game hours will eventually despawn once out of range of all players. Items loaded from a save game from a version will have all item timers start at 0 to give players a chance to react to this change. So if you are in any world with your mates and you haven't put anything in a chest, I'm saying it now, go and do it before the 3 days are up. So this update will drop. If you're in any world, anywhere, go and put your things in a chest if you don't plan on playing for a couple of days. If you keep logging on just for like so often, it's not going to despawn your stuff. You have been warned. Players and critters now create ripples in the water while moving. Kids are starting to throw Archer cookies over the fence, so we'll have chocolate biscuits running around, and billy hogs, and apples. I've noticed apples, I haven't noticed billy hogs. I don't even know what a billy hog is. I'd assume it's a hot dog. A billy hog sounds like it's sort of ice cream or something, but I have seen hot dogs. And they've added a few footprints throughout the yard. Fucking awesome. More shit to make the world a bit more real. Buildings. So there are a lot of issues with building, and they are working on a lot of them. Here are some of the ones we've fixed. So base buildings will now be reliably anchored when built on top of objects, such as the baseball. So they'll look a bit better and they will be reliable. Palisades will no longer immediately collapse when attached building is removed. Thank fuck for that. We had so much trouble last night on stream with palisade doors, windows, walls fucking flying everywhere. Crazy. We can now drink water from water containers while holding weapons. Stairs now being embedded into the ground like scaffolds and ramps, which is handy because stairs were a little bit painful trying to get them down. Walls that are sandwiched above by 2 floors will have their, I can't say this word, crenellations suppressed. Don't know what that means. And the camera will slide to the correct position when interacting with a weapon wall mount. Obviously there was something wrong with that. I never come across it. And they could tweak the placed position of the weapon wall mount to be more centered. Whatever that means, centered within the weapon. So they've done a few performance changes. We won't really go through that. We'll just go quickly through Scab flavor scheme collectibles now have a pulsing light, slightly bigger to make them more noticeable, so scabs will be easier to find. Here's a good one. Hedge berries now float in water. Thank God. That one hanging over the water always just fell in. Prevented very large numbers of ants from being assigned to the same task, such as killing a weevil. We've had a big problem with ants at our house till we put a flower trap up, and they just pissed off over that. You'll get 30, 40 ants over there. Crazy. They polished up the spear movement and aiming animations for first person, so aiming for a lot of weapons in first person isn't really viable. I use it due to stubbornness and immersion. I like it, but it can be fixed. Ants now find and store lost ice caps. Don't know what an ice cap is, but we're going to find out. I'm writing all these things down and we'll find out. Soldier ants can now properly drop ant heads as loot. Tall woody weeds are now displayed as a husky weed. Dandelions and husky weed both still supply weed stems. Husky weed now respawns. How cool. More weed stems. Another big one here. Ants will not be happy if you take their eggs. So now you can't just walk in there and grab them. You gone. So you're going to have to fight for them. The resource analyzer now animates when analyzing. Just another little cosmetic thing. And there's more smoothies to be made in the smoothie station. So they're always working on new stuff to add. There's tons of stuff. Lots of bug fixes. Major. There's game, items, world, blah, blah, blah. And basically, that's about it. A lot of bug fixes there to go through. If you do want to go through, it is there on the Obsidian site. I will chuck it in the description. But that is a huge, absolutely huge effort for a first update. 0.2. I'm really keen to hook into it. We will be streaming it tonight for a fair while. And honestly, guys, if you have played it by the time you watch this video, give me your honest opinion down the bottom. Tell me what you'd like to add or take, or any bugs you've found. You can report them in the Discord. You can go to the Obsidian site and report them. You can check out known issues. There's a known issues tab in there just to, familiarize yourself with a few things that are going on. And yes, they are known and working on them. These guys seem really, really good with fixing a game. So hopefully she comes out pretty polished like the game preview was. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. I've played broken games, Vigor, and this one's really nice. This one's really smooth. So thank you very much, guys, for hanging out. I hope you're enjoying it. I definitely will be. And don't forget to hit that bell so YouTube can go, hey, he's over here. Little bastard. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Looking so forward to this update. Cheers.